Okay, good morning. We're up to Lamed Ches Amid Aleph. Lamed Ches Amid Aleph. Now, the Mishnah had said different situations where you be chayiv a carbon on a shua, 1 or 5. Let's go back, look at the Mishnah, and look at the lashon of the Mishnah. The Mishnah is on Lamed Vav Amid Beis, right? Lamed Vav Amid Beis, and you see where Rashi ends Shuas HaPikadon. I'd go down a little bit. Chamisha toivim masai. 5 people are claiming from him. Amulai, tein lanu pikadon. They say to him, give us a pikadon, sheish lanu biyadcha, that there is to us in your hands. Now he says, shvua she'en lachem biyadi, ein l'chayv alachas, because he only made one shvua. Shvua she'en lecha biyadi, v'loy, now here's the sugya, the next words. V'loy lecha, chayv al kolachas v'achas. So it's mashma from the lashon. You have to say villoy lecha. You have to say the vav to be mafsik between. What happens if you would say loy lecha without the vav? It would only be one shvua. This is the key to the sugya. Then we have the shittas Rebbe Eliezer that you have to say shvua at the end, and Rebbe Shimon you have to say all of them. Okay, so let's with that in mind. Tanu Rabbana, klal ein chayev ela achas. Prat chayva kolachas yachas. If it's one general shvua, you only chayiv one carbon, asham. If it's a prat, a separate shvuas, then you can be chayiv on each and every one. Divrei Reb Meir. Reb Meir doesn't explain what a klal and prat is. He doesn't explain which lashon would go ahead and separate the shvuas, or which lashon would go ahead and make it one shvua. Right? He doesn't say. We're going to try and infer from Rabbi Yehuda what Rabbi Meir would hold. Rabbi Yehuda Omer. Shvua loy lecha, villoy lecha, chayev al kolachas v'achas. You be chayev as separate shvuos. That will be a prat. Rabbi Eliezer Omer loy lecha, villoy lecha, shvua. You have to say shvua at the end. Chayev al kolachas v'achas. Rabbi Shimon Omer at sheyom shvua lechol achas v'achas. You'd have to say shvua. Okay. We're going to leave Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Shimon, and we're going to focus on Rabbi Meir and Rabbi Yehuda. Okay, good. So now, Rabbi Yehuda said, loy lecha, with loy lecha. Rabbi Yehuda, Shmuel, klal shel Rabbi Meir, the klal of Rabbi Meir, meaning the shvua, that will be one shvua according to Rabbi Meir, partu shel Rabbi Yehuda, is the separate shvua of Rabbi Yehuda. Klal shel Rabbi Yehuda, the klal of Rabbi Yehuda is pratay shel Reb Meir, is the prat of Reb Meir. Okay, these are very easy words to teach, but very easy to get mixed up. So let's look at a chart that will not be able to be viewed because it's in my handwriting. Here you go. This is Shmuel, and Shmuel says the following. What's a klal according to Reb Meir is a prat according to Reb Yehuda. One second, this noise. I don't know who's making the noise, but we'll get rid of it.
Rosenzweig.
As Lenny throws him under the bus. Okay, anyway, so fellas, look. What did Shmuel say? What is a prat according to Rabbi Yehuda is a klal according to Rabbi Meir. What's a klal according to Rabbi Yehuda is a prat according to Rabbi Meir. Let me fill in the blanks, guys. Take a look at the chart. Villoy lecha, that Rabbi Meir is a klal. The vav is one, it connects. It doesn't separate. It's a vav achibor. Memela makes it one shua. According to Rabbi Yehuda, it's a vav hevdol. It separates. It makes it separate shuas. Loy lecha, but without saying no vav at all, then according to Rabbi Meir, that's a separate. And according to Rabbi Yehuda, it's a klal. So let's see the words inside. Amar Shmuel, klal Rabbi Meir, pratash Rabbi Yehuda, klal Rabbi Yehuda, pratash Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, Hakol moedim b'v'loy lecha shu prat. Chart, guys. Loy lecha, everyone's moida. Sai Reb Meir, Sai Reb Yehuda, it's a prat. So he argues on this prat, guys. Loy Shmuel, Reb Meir says v'loy lecha is a klal. Loy Reb Yochanan, Reb Meir says v'loy lecha is a prat. So this and this is the krok, one part of the machloikas, right? One part of the machloikas. That's what they argue on. This case, guys. Every other case, if you notice, they agree on. Disagrees with this, disagrees with this, disagrees with this. The only disagreement is this and this. So v'loy lecha, everyone says what is a prat across the board. Like nechlu ella b'loy lecha. They argue b'loy lecha. If you just say b'loy lecha without a vav, shemei oim a prat. Rabbi says what? Loy lecha is a prat. Rabbi Yehuda oim a klal. Rabbi Yehuda says what? It's a klal. So that's where they argue. The loy lecha v'loy lecha. That Rabbi Meir says v'loy lecha is a prat, and Rabbi Yehuda says what? It is a klal. There you go, right over there. Rabbi Meir says it's a prat. Rabbi Yehuda says it's a klal. So they argue over here. So they argue two places, over here and over here. Okay. The Ezer klal shur Rabbi Meir. Why is the klal Rabbi Meir? Guys, look Rabbi Yochanan, guys. Look at Rabbi Yochanan. If loy lecha and v'loy lecha, v'loy and loy are both protim, what's Rabbi Meir's klal? Bishlema Rabbi Yehuda. This is a prat. This is a klal. This is a prat. This is a klal. This is a klal. This is a prat. But loy Rabbi Meir, both v'loy and loy are protim. Where's your klal? Good. On that, the Gemara answers, Rabbi Meir shvuah she'en lachem biyadi. He makes a sure there's not to you lashon rabim in my hands. So without any lechaz or loy lechaz, that's all he says. That would be the lashon rabbi. So guys, the chart sets it up. Good. Now I'm keeping the chart up on the board. But my kamiflagi, what's the svaras machloikis? Shmuel daik mibraisa. Shmuel's medayik from the brisa that we just said. Rabbi Yochanan daik masnisan. Shmuel daik mibraisa. Now the deal from the brisa is, guys, remember, Rabbi Meir doesn't say anything. We're informing it from Yehuda. Let's go back to the brisa. Tana Rabbanan. We started the share. Tana Rabbanan. Klal ein chayev el achas. Prat chayev kolachas yachas. Div Rabbi Meir. But Rabbi Meir does not tell us what a klal prat is. He just tells us a din. Rabbi Yehuda oimes shvua loy lecha v'loy lecha v'loy lecha chayev kolachas yachas. Now back in the Gemara now, where we're holding. Shmuel daik bebraisim. They come Rabbi Yehuda v'loy lecha prata. Having mechlal de shmiel Reb Meir, the ama klala have. It must be that he heard like Reb Meir that it's a klal. V'ama le Reb Yehuda prata have. Guys, look at the chart. All we have, according to Shmuel, is the word Reb Yehuda saying v'loy lecha. That's a prat. So we can infer he must have heard that Reb Meir said it's a klal. Remember, Reb Meir didn't say anything. From this, where I'm pointing over here, guys, from this prat, we can infer what the klal was. Guys, you good? From this prat, we can infer what the klal was. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, Travail Reb Meir Prata. They're both a prat. Both v'loy lecha and loy lecha is a prat. Not just that. V'amalei Rabbi Yehuda, v'loy lecha maydina lecha. And in other words, Rabbi Yehuda is saying, v'loy lecha, I agree with you. But loy lecha palgin lecha. But loy lecha, that's where I argue. I agree with you over here, Rabbi Yochanan says, that loy lecha is a prat. I disagree with you over here by loy lecha itself. You say it's a prat, I say it's a klal. Ushmuel says the following, Ada oidale aduye liflug aleha iflug. Shmuel questions Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yochanan, he says, you should have stated, not where they agree, you should have stated on the case of where they disagree. In other words, what did Shmuel say? He said, "Oh, Rabbi Yehuda said loy lecha, it must be says klal." And Rabbi Yehuda touches up the brisa, guys. Look at it, like it touches up the brisa. Loy lecha, I agree with you. If just as easily as he could have said, "I agree with you," he could have said, "I disagree with you by loy lecha." Well, you say this and this. Why do you opt to assume that he agrees over here? Why don't you say he disagrees over here? Rabbi Yochanan daik masnisan, and Rabbi Yochanan he's medayik from our Mishnah. Mit the Amar of Meir. What does Rameya say? Shvuah shein lecha biyadi klal. Again, what's a klal? Shvuah shein lecha biyadi must be everything else is a prat. Guys, we don't have anything on the chart. Remember what you asked the question. Prat, where's the klal? Shvuah shein lachem. So when it says shvuah in our Mishnah, it says shvuah. Guys, look at our Mishnah. You can go back, but I'm telling you the words in Mishnah. Shvuah shein lachem means what? That's the klal. Mashma, anything else is a prat, which is what? V'loylecha and loylecha. Only shvuah, only the lashon of shvuah she'ein ani lachem. I don't she'ein lachem biadi. That is the klal. Mashma, both lecha v'loylecha is a prat. I think that's pretty good. But come Rabbi Meir shvuah she'ein lachem biadi klala havi machal dev'loylecha prata have. Disa kedaitach v'loylecha klalahu. Ademashma le'shvuah she'ein lachem biadi nishma shvuah loylecha v'loylecha v'loylecha kol shkein shvuah she'ein lachem biyadi. Certainly what? A shvuah, if this, look at the chart, if this is a klal, if this is a klal, then certainly shvuah, that anything lachem is a klal. U'shmuel amar kol oima v'loy lecha ka'oima shvuah she'en lachem biyadi dami. It's the same thing. Okay, so we have machlokes Shmuel and what's the shaila again? Leit Reb Meir, guys. We're going to focus on this. The following: Leit Reb Meir, Leit Reb Yochanan, loy lecha v'loy lecha. Everything's a prat. Like Shmuel, only loy lecha is a prat. V'loy lecha is a klal. Okay, that's according to Reb Meir. So now we're going to ask on that. Okay, we'll see what we got now. Be'ez Hashem, it should go good. Without that chart, I'm going to tell you, it's just a lot of verbiage. It made no sense whatsoever. Other than that, you have it in front of you, it's geschmack. Now, Tanan. The Mishnah says, loy lecha, not to you, v'loy lecha, and not to you, v'loy lecha, and not to you. That would be what? A prat. According to Shmuel, it was a klal. Here we go. Let's see it again. This is in Shitas Reb Meir, guys. Right? This is in Shitas Reb Meir. Okay? Loy lecha, v'loy lecha, v'loy lecha. Why did Reb Meir hold? It's a klal, yes? Here it is, guys. You see it right in front? You see it right in front of you. Reb Meir, according to Shmuel, v'loy lecha is a klal. How many times you chayiv? Once. What does our Mishnah say? Tanan loy lecha v'loy lecha. You chayiv what? On each and every one. That's a kasha on Shmuel. And for the Gemara, tani loy lecha. Don't learn v'loy lecha with the vav. Learn it without the vav. Tashma, tenli pikuda pikdoin. Go ahead and give me my pikadon. Go ahead and give me what? My pikadon. Ukshumas yad and the loan. The gezel and the stolen object. The aveda and the aveda that you have. Now, guys, it says vav, 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 right? Vishumas yad, vigezel aveda. Mashma that what? It's a prat, not a klal. Tani, so, and for the Gemara, according to Shita Shmuel and Reb Meir, Tani teshumas yad, gezel ve'aveda, leave out the vav. Tashma, our Mishnah says, Tein li chitin usa oirin vikusamin. Mashma, then it's a prat, because there's a vav, as opposed to Shmuel, it says it's a klal. Tani soirin kusamin. Take out the vav. For the Gemara, the question that you're all asking yourself, Vaitana kol hechesh shabish tani vazal. Usually you make a mistake, fellas, right? It's one mistake. But to say everything is a mistake just to go ahead and substantiate your opinion, that's a little schwer to say. So therefore, our Mishnah is difficult to say. It's according to Reb Meir, according to Shmuel. Guys, what's the problem? Reb Meir, according to Shmuel, a vav is a klal. In our Mishnah, the vav is a prat. And the assumption is, Stam Mishnah is Reb Meir. You know what the answer is? Our Mishnah is not going according to Reb Meir. Our Mishnah is going according to Rabbi. And Memela, it's not a kasha. I, Shmuel, said my din in the vavs that it's a klal in Rebbe. Our Mishnah that says vav that it's a prat is according to Rebbe, not Reb Meir. According to Rebbe, I said Rebbe, Reb Meir. Elahad Amani Rebbe, the Amar loishna kezayis loishna kezayis v'kezayis. Prata havi. It's a prat and it's not a klal. Okay, Rebbe said his din le'inyan kachim regarding pigel and a different machshava. We will not get into that. Needless to say, there's no difference in without a vav or with a vav. It's a prat, And therefore, our Mishnah is not Reb Meir, and therefore it's not Shver on Shmuel, who said, according to Reb Meir, a vav is a klal, not a prat. Tashma, mididei. Okay, we're going to ask on Shmuel from Reb Meir himself. Reb Meir Omer, afil chita usa oira vikusemes chayva kolachas uyachas. You got a problem. Why? You have a vav, and you, Reb Shmuel, says a vav is a klal. Here you see it's a prat because you chayv in each and every one. And for the Gemara, tanichita sa'oira kusemes. Leave out the vav. Leave out the vav. Now, what's the afilu? Afilu chita sa'oira. My afilu. Amravacha breid ravika. Afilu chita b'chal chitim. Guys, let's say a guy tainis, you owe me chita. You owe me a kernel. You say chitim. In other words, it's one lashon, one same lashon. Chita, chitim is the same. U'sa'oira b'chal sa'oirin, it's the same. V'kusemes b'chal kusamin, it's the same. That's the afilu. But it's not a chiddush in pratim and klolim. The bottom line is Shmuel held serve. He held Reb Meir's vav was what was a klal. Without the vav is a prat. Henli pikadin. The Mishnah said, "Give me my pikadin." Shumas yad gezel vaveda. How many things is there, guys? Count what? I count 4, right? Pikadin 1, loan 2, gezel 3, aveda 4. And we said, guys, if you're going to be chayiv on each one, you're going to be chayiv. Therefore, now we had early in the Masechta, there's 2 ways to learn over here. There are 4 separate Shevuous, or there are 5 Shevuous. In other words, there's a Shvuah bechlal, a general Shvuah, and then you have the 4 separate Shevuous, a total of 5. Or no, we don't view the first one as a general Shvuah. We only count the 4 Shevuous. That's the conversation over here. So now, Tainli chitin usairin, Rabbi Yochanan, pruta mikula mitztarefes. In order to be chayev a shvuas bikoden, you have to be koifa mammon. Minimal amount of mammon is a pruta. So we'll go ahead and combine all of them for that share. Now, pligi bar avachav ravina, chadama aparte mechayev, aklali la mechayev. You chayev only on the pikoden, Shumas Yad, Gezel, Aveda, but you're not mechayev on the general shvua. V'chadama akloli nami mechayev. So you won't be chayev 4 shvuas, guys, 4 kavanas. You'll be chayev 5 kavanas. But Iva Tani Reb Chia Hok Harikan Chamesh Esrei Chatois. You have 15 chatois. V'im Isa Esrim Have. You should have what? A total of 20. Guys, if you have 4 things, and you're chayiv, if you're chayiv for the klal, that's 5 things. So you should be chayiv 20. Because in other words, not only 4, you're chayiv 5, because you went ahead and this is the klal. So it says over here, harikan chamesh esri chatois. You have a total of 15 chatois, right? Ve'im isa, that you chayiv on the klal, esrim havi. You should have a total of 20. Says, he's only considering the pratim, he's not considering the klal. Says, in other words, guys, the first one was going on chita sa'ira kusemes. So there was 3, right? I'm not sure. I just told you right shot. Yeah, look at Rashi. Tesvav chatois, 2 lines down, where it gets wide. 5 people are making claims from him. So guys, according to the one who says it's a prat, it makes sense. I got 3 things. Chita, Saira Kusamin, and 5 people making that claim. 5 times 3 is 15. But if you hold that what the shvua is a klal, so that's 4. It should be 5 times 4, which is 20. Okay? So what's the answer? We only considered the pratim. We did not consider what? The klalim. But in other words, einachinami, you would be chayev for the klal, but we're not considering it. We're only considering what? The pratim. That's what the Gemara said. Fred the Gemara kasha now. If that's true, v'hatani Reb Chia harikan esrim chatois. That's 20. So you see, you are considering the klalim, right? What's the answer, fellas? No, that's not going. Look at me, guys. That's not going on Chita Soira Kusemes. That's going on Pikodin, the Shumas Yad, Gezel Aveda. 5 times 4 is 20. And you're still not considering what? The klal. It's going in that case. So that's what the Gemara answers. Hahi Pikodin to Mishad Gezel Aveda. Boy Mine Rav and Rav Nachman. Hayichamesha Toiv Maisai. 5 people are claiming from him. V'omru loy. Tein lanu Pikodin, the Shumas Yad, the Gezel Vaveda Sheyesh Lanu Biyadcha. Amal Echamehem, he says to one of them, Shvua Shein Lecha Biyadi, Pikodin, Shumas Yad, Gezel Vaveda. So in other words, for that one person, he's going to chayev 4, correct? For that one person, 5 people are making a claim. They're claiming 4 things. To one of the person, he's mefarid each one. And then the other 4 people, he says, V'loy lecha, v'loy lecha, v'loy lecha, v'loy lecha. Mahu. Achad mechayev on the base. Achad mechayev is the only chayev on the first guy. Or dilma kol chad v'chad mechayev. But maybe he's chayev on each prat, and he mechayev a total of what? 20. Guys, the first guy, Zichi is chayev 4. Then he said, guys, look, he said 4 more times. Loy lecha, loy lecha, loy lecha, loy lecha. So question, is this guy he gets what? 4, and these guys get, I guess, 1, or maybe not chayev at all, or no, you chayev 4 or 5 times, the total of 20. Tashma, the Tani Rab Chia, Harikan esum chatois. Now hechidami, de parish. If he explained to each and every one, Rab Chia manino asalash minon. Guys, let's say he said the following: 5 people make a claim. They say you owe us a pikadon shumas yad gezel vaveda, and now he says the following: sure that I owe you these 4 things. To the next guy, he says sure that I owe you these 4 things. To the next guy, he says sure that I owe you these 4 things. To the next guy, he says the same thing. To the next guy, he says the same thing. Would you need Reb Chanina to tell me, Reb Chia, the Tan Reb Chia to count? We all can count. 4 times is 20. So you know what the Chiddush is? Elalav loy parish. He didn't explain 5 times. He only explained it 1 time. Ushmamino prata have. Shmamino, it's a prat that each and every one he be chayev 4, a total of 50. Again, look at me. Says Reb Chia, Yechayev 20 times, 20 karbonis. What does that mean? 5 guys are claiming for you, how am I chayev 20 karbonis? If to each person you swore 4 specific individuals, Shumas Yad, Pikodin, Gezel, and Aveda, so what's the Chiddush? I said it 4 times, 5 times, I can count. You know what the Chiddush is? You only said it once. But then what did you say afterwards? V'loy lecha, v'loy lecha, v'loy lecha, v'loy lecha. So I said it once, but each one is going to get the loy lecha. So we're being placed at the shaila, you be chayev on each prat. You be chayev on each prat. Anasto betita is biti. The guy claims that what? You ma'anis my daughter, you ma'anis my daughter, you mafata my daughter, and he's claiming the 50. So we had a machloikis whether you chayev to pay. The kafir's moment is on Baisha Supagam. Like Rav Shimon, it was what? Like Rav Shimon, it was Anos. It was Knas, and therefore Moed Knas is Pata, and therefore it's no kafir's money. So it says the Gemara. Anastas biti, and he says Mashpianach. You say Amen. Rav Shimon Patis because it's Knas. They told Rav Shimon Afal Pishain Mishalim Knas Al Piatzmoi. Nonetheless, you can Mishalim Baisha Supagam. So Rav Chia Bar Abba Rabbi Yochanan. My time with Reb Shimon that he patis from a carbon. L'chayra, the Chachamim are correct. Guys, l'chayra the Chachamim are correct. What are they correct in saying? Guys, what are they correct in saying? That there is Mammon, there's Baisha Supagam. There's Baisha Supagam. Why according... Guys, what's a rule of thumb? If you koifer in money, by now you know this in your sleep. If you koifer in money, you chay is the Shuas Eidus. If you koifer in money, you chay Shuas Apikodim. So why, if a guy's claiming that you ma'anis his daughter, now it's true, there's a knas of 50 silver shkalim, but there's also the boisha umpagam that she went through, that's money. So why isn't considered kfiris money that Rav Shimon says you put that from a carbon shvuas pikadon? As I afraid the Gemara. My time Rav Shimon, hoyel ve'ika knas hu taveya. When the guy is coming to say you ma'anis my daughter, he wants the big bucks. The big bucks comes from what? The knas. It doesn't come from the boisha upagam. So his teviyah was the kanas. It wasn't the other 2 things. Amarava, Mashal the Reb Shimon, Lamadav Doime, La'adam shem lechaveira. Guy says to his friend, "Tein li chitin usa'orin v'kusmin sheyesh libiyotcha." So, guys, so that would be equivalent to what? These three things. So, kanas and boishas begam. Good. He's claiming three things. He's claiming kanas and boishas begam. So, amaloi shvua shein lecha biyadi chitin. I don't have chitin, meaning I don't have what? I don't have. I don't have the main thing. I don't have the kanas. V'shtakich the chitin hu the leslei hasoyim v'kuksam and islei, but he has boishas begam. The pata mikarbin, you pata from a carbon. The chi is shtaba, because when he swore, achitin, he swore on chitin, akushtim shtaba. The embassy he's swearing that he doesn't have chitin. So too over here, he's swearing that he wasn't minus his daughter. So I'm like, abaya, me dummy, it's not comparable, your question. Hasam, since he swore on the chitin kafalei, besarim kusam like a kafalei, he wasn't kaifer in the other two. And therefore he's not chayiv. In other words, you know why he's not chayiv over there? Because he was never kaifer in the other two. But hacha, if he's kaifer in the onus, he's kaifer in baishas begam as well. But hacha bekulim milsu de kakafale, and therefore he should be chayiv. So you want a mashal? Here's a mashal of Reb Shimon. Halei damya ella l'ayim l'chaveiroi tein li chitin v'soyrim v'kusam sheyesh b'yadcha, and he says shvua shein l'cha b'yadi klal. I don't have anything. V'shtak chitin hu delesle, and you find he doesn't have chitin hasoyrim v'kusam in islay. So you find that he doesn't have what? He made a general shvua. You find he doesn't have the chitin. Pirish, he doesn't have the knas, but he has the baishus of begam, and therefore he should be chayiv. The mechayiv, you're chayiv over there. So your mashal is not a good mashal, Reb Shimon. Ela kiyasa rav and Rabbi Yochanan the div Reb Shimon knas hu toiveya v'lei baishus of begam. You know why you chayiv only for knas? Because he's not being toiveya the baishus of begam at all. When he's toiveya, he's only toiveya the knas. And moed knas is pata, and you ain't nishboyin, and therefore what? Therefore, you're going to be pata because he's not claiming the baishus of begam. The divrei chachamim af baishus of begam toveya. When he comes with this taina, he's taining on everything. In my kamiflagi, Amra Papa, Rav Shimon Sava, leishavik inish midi dekayitz, v'tava midi lekayitz. 50 shkalim, silver shkalim, is a dava kayitz. It's a set amount. A person is not going to go ahead and leave a set amount and be toveya baishus, which is dependent. And pagam, which is dependent. So what's the svara when he claims? You're making a claim on something vaday that you know, not something that's that's up for grabs. You don't leave anything. Because in other words, when you want to collect, you're going to collect any possible thing you can collect. Say the knas and say what? The lawyer is going to collect this and this and this and this and this. Right. So a person is not going to go ahead and not claim boishus begam. It's something that what he won't be put. In other words, kanas, the guy can get out, but this he can't get out of this. Fellas, if he claims boishus begam, it's a vada he can get money because there's no way what that he can get out of it. Because it's not kanas. So it's not moed b'kanas pata. So the question is, here's the question. When a guy is toiveya, when the guy goes for the big bucks, or he goes for a bird in the hand that's worth two in the bush. According to Reb Shimon, you can go for the big bucks. You're going to go for the dava kotzov. Memela, since it's moida, if he's moidi pater, there's no shvuas, there's not koy for mammon, and therefore there's no shvuas hapikadon. The chacham say, why should I go ahead and claim something that he can get out by going ahead and be moida? I'd rather claim something despite the fact of being less amount, but it's a vaday I can get it, which is the baishas begam. So it's a svara which each one is being toveya. Like Rav Shimon, you only be toveya the large amount, the kanas, and like Rabbi the chachamim, you're being toveya the thing that he vaday could get, even though it's smaller, which is the baishas begam. Hajan alecha shvuas hapikodin, hajan alecha shvuas hapikodin, hajan alecha shvuas hapikodin. Okay, the next parak deals primarily with the shvua called shvuas moed b'miktzas hatayna. Guys, midaraisa, There are three Shevuous. There's Shevuous HaShoimrim, which that's also known as Shevuous HaPikadon. There's Shevuous HaEdus, and there's Shevuous Moedim Mikzas. Here's the Parsha Shevuous Moedim Mikzas, and here's the way it reads. Let me just make this a little. Okay. This is the Parsha Shevuous Shemachinam, guys. Kitine Shavei Eyu Kesef V'Kelim. Person gives to his friend Kesef V'Kelim Lishmar. V'guna mi beis ish, and it be stolen from his house. Im yimatzi aganev yishalim shnayim. If you find the ganef, you pay twice. Im lo yimatzi aganev. If you don't find the ganef, you know why you don't find the ganef, guys? Because he's the ganef. You don't find the ganef because he's the ganef. Here's the key words. V'nikra of balabayis ela elikim. And the balabayis goes to you bring it to Elohim, you bring him to the dayan. And what do you bring him for, guys? You bring him to swear. You bring him to swear. The nikru balabayis Elohim, you bring him to swear. And that he did not go ahead and touch it before it was stolen. Al kol devar pesha, al shor al chamor asev al salma, al kol aveda asher yomar ki hu zeh. Anything that he says like this, Ado Elohim yavod vashneim, to the judge you should bring the words of both of them. Asher yashin Elohim yishalim shnayim re'eyu. Okay, now, guys, in the words ki hu zeh, here's the way we darshan it, fellas. It's not like this, but it's like this. You're claiming 100, it's not 100, fellas, it's 50. You're claiming it's wheat, it's not wheat, it's something else. In other words, this ki hu zeh is the reason that v'nikra balabayis. So in the same parsha where it says you're going to bring a balabayis for shua, it says ki hu zeh. And ki hu zeh means it's not like this, but it's like this. This is called the shua moedim mixes of taina. We met it in the beginning of Masechta Baba Mitzia. We dealt with it at length. And now we revisit it. Now we revisit it. Okay. Mishnah is very long, as per. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on any one of them, because the Gemara is going to explain. Shevuous HaDayanim. I saw the Ran. Guys, Shevuous HaShemim is also Shevuous HaDayanim. Shevuous Eid Echad is also Shevuous HaDayanim. Says the Ramban, they have other names. Shevuous HaShemim is called Shemim. Eid Echad is not Mefurish Eid Echad. Shevuous HaEdus. And this is Shevuous HaDayanim, is Shevuous Moedim Mikzas. Hataina Shtei Kesef, that's 2 silver coins, 2 mugs of silver. V'hayda b'shava pruta. We're going to see what it means, the taina. What does it mean, the taina? But it has to be, the claim has to be X amount, and the hayda has to be X amount. The claim has to be 2 kesef, and the hayda has to be pruta. V'mein hayda mimin taina, and if what you're moida in is not comparable to the claim being made, you putter. Ketzad. Here's an example of the taina, the claim, the hayda not being similar to the claim. Ketzad. Shtei kesef li biyadcha. There are 2 kesef, 2 mov of silver in your hands, and he says, "Ein lecha biyadi ela pruta." You only have a pruta. Now you guys say yechayev right away. You putter. Because a pruta is a copper coin, and shtei kesef what is a silver coin. So this is a case of what? Of where the hayda is not kimin hataina. Again, you need the it has to be kimin hataina. You see over here, not like that. Why? Because they're claiming silver coins, and you're moeder in a copper. It's not the same. However, if he claims shtei kesef pruta li biyadcha, and then he says elim chadeli pruta, then chayev. Then you be chayev. Mana li biyadcha, ein lecha biyadai pater. This is called kaifa b'kol, guys. Now we'll see soon that there's a Shevuous to Rabbanan called a Shevuous Heses, and a guy that's kaifa b'kol. Stam guy is not going to bring you to Bezdin. He's not going to have ha'azah to lie in front of Bezdin. So memela there must be something there. So to assuage that with this called a Shevuous Heses. But Shevuous Moedim Mikzas Ataina there's not, because you're kaifa b'kol. Monali biyadcha, you have $100 in your hands. Ein lecha biyadi ela chamishim dina. You have $50. Chayev. Okay, that's straightforward. Mana la'aba biyadcha. I don't know. I didn't give you anything, but my father did. And he says, Ein biyadi ela nun. You're claiming your father has my father has $100 by me. You say your father has $100 by me. He only has 50. Potter. He's potter what from a moedim mixas. Mifnei shehu kemeshev aveda. He could have just as easily said, your father never gave me a dime. The fact that he said that that your father is 50, he's like Meshav Aveda. Look at Rashi. Meshu Kameshav Aveda. Shayachal Heyes Panov. He could have gone ahead and had chutzpah, the likfar, and to deny the whole thing. Umidloi Heyes, and when he didn't do that, Arihu Kameshav Aveda. It's like returning a lost object. Shein Chayiv Shua. Kidamina b'Masech the Gittin. Hamaitzi Mitzia Lo Yishavam if they take an oilam. Or people are not going to pick it up. So therefore, it's like Meshav Aveda. And there is what now. Monali biyotcha, amaloi hein, lamacha amaloi tino ali. Give it to me. Now, if you notice, guys, there's no Rashi's over here, right? Rashi, you see Rashi. Now I'm going to show you something that I think is from the. I don't remember it happening any place else in Shas. I could be wrong. Go to Daf Mem Beis Amid Aleph. You see where the lines get wide in the Gemara? Count up. From the lines get wide, count up small lines. 1, 2, 3, about 5 lines up. You see it like Rashi's with quotation marks? Says Rashi, Shachachti mlefarish hamishna v'hineni mefarish kan. I forgot to explain the Mishnah. I'm going to explain to you over here. You can't make this stuff up. 2 dafim in a row of something weird in Rashi. The first one, not so weird. He didn't know to look what it's talking about, where it's going on. Over here, I forgot to go ahead and explain the Mishnah. I'm explaining it over here. So you have to keep. I know Lenny's saying, I love this stuff. We have to see over here how it matches up to our Mishnah. Okay, we have to see. Okay, and so. Now you're wondering how I knew this? It says on the side of my Gemara, Pirish Rashi ala Mishnah Timtzu lekamon daf mem beis. I wouldn't have known it otherwise either, right? But I guess anyways, that's what so it says over here. So he says manam li biyatcha and amalei hein. He agrees to it, and Rashi says ubifnei edim va'amalahem atemedai, and he says you're my edim. So. So therefore, what he says is pata, right? And he's pata from paying and assure the raisa. He gave it to him. If he says I don't have it at all, chayiv. Then if he says I don't have it, he's chayiv to pay, and he can't even make a shua because he's a liar. Because he said the day before he has it. Now he says you never gave it to me. Right? If he says he gave it, he's chayiv. He's not believed. Why? Because he has to give it the edim. Litra zav yesh li biyatcha. I have a liter of zav. Now that's liter is a measurement. It's a weight. I have a liter of gold, and ein lecha biyadi ela litra kesef potter because it's not moedim minatayna. Dina zav yesh li biyatcha. A dinar of zav there is, and he says ein lecha biyadi ela dina kesef u'traces u'pundoyos. Upruta chayev. Shekom min mapeya achas. Fellas, when he says a liter of zahav, it's a weight of zahav. When he says a dinar of zahav, it's a denomination of a coin. So he said that is b'moedim min atayna. You're a dinar of zahav, but he says no, I have a dinar of kesef and other coins because he's only claiming a mapeya. So that would be moedim min atayna. Good. That would be moedim min atayna. Kur tfua li biyadcha, a kur of tfua there is to me in your hand. It's enim chayadi ela lesach kitnius pater. He's not moedim min atayna because tfua and kitnius are 2 separate things. A lesach is a half a kur. Kur peris li biyadcha, enim chayadi ela lesach kitnius chayev. She kitnius b'chal peris. So that's the chiddush is he's moedim min atayna. Tanu chitna b'hoydla b'sayrin pata. That's the very famous line. He claims chitin. He's moedim sayrin pata. Rabbi Gamliel Mechayev, Rabbi Gamliel Sayes, because Rabbi Gamliel's of the opinion, if you see Rashi on Membeis, Leiboy Yoidom Minatayna, You don't need no dominant. So you would argue also, maybe you would argue on kidneys and Paris as well. L'chayra. Hatoyin l'chaveru b'kadei shemen, v'hoidlei b'kankanim. He claims from his friend a barrel of oil, and he's moided that he owes him a barrel. Ad menoime hoil v'hoidlei b'mixas minatayna yishava. He's chayv Shevuous moided b'mixas. V'chomoimim einoi domi minatayna. No, it's not. I know the guy's not claiming for you barrel oil. He's claiming you a barrel of oil. According to Admon, you break it up. He's claiming for you a barrel. He's claiming of oil. So he's moided on a barrel. According to Chachamim, he's claiming a barrel of oil. Omer Reb Gamliel, Roya Nias Devi Admon, I agree with Admon. Tanu Kalim the Karkois. He goes ahead, he makes a claim on Kalim and Karkois. V'hoide b'Kalim, b'kofa b'Karkois, or b'Karkois b'kofa b'Kalim, Pata. Right? In that case, what? He's going to be Pata. You can't swear on Karka. Hoide b'mixas HaKarkois, Pata. The mixas HaKalim Chayiv, because on the mixas HaKalim, you have a din of Hoide b'mixas. It's called Gilgul Shua, fellas. You can be Megalgal, you can't swear on Karka, but if you swear on Metathlon, you can be Megalgal, roll it in. Einish Boil Altainis Kereshek, the cotton, May Mashbian, S. High cotton, Lishboin, the cotton, or the Hegdish. Okay, we'll see. Bez Hashem.